we just
Okay, it's
shoot
Sunday
these poor
morning.
people?
I'm listening to
What kind of
WDST
barbaric,
100.1
and
Woodstock.
the
This is
thing
what's
that
on.
happens
This is what I'm
between
listening.
the
Very interesting. Just take a little bit of it.
of the pharmaceutical agent, talking about the most vicious weasels on the planet, have nothing to do with that. In fact, the Fisher cat starts to look pretty.
Next to drug rubs.
Yeah, you know, and that perpetrating things on the most vulnerable part of our society,
They're
including
talking about
how many
Lyrica.
veterans are living under bridges. And it galls me, because what I learned with regard to this wellness sense of real balance was in 1965 and 66 between my tours in Vietnam and Hong Kong, where I talked to the medical and doctors, both British and Chinese, real certified medical doctors, who are treating all with what we called, traditional stuff, or what the world calls traditional stuff, we call alternative, or some other cockamamie thing is what it ultimately comes to. Wellness and robust studies of 200 years in homeopathic medicine, and where we have the envelopment of societies and cultures that have maintained that, have none of these nutty diseases that we have, especially the psychological problems that people have. So it's not about, and how many people, I have surveys and discussions with doctors on patients, calling them and still chewing them out from 2004, when Vioxx was taken off the market. Why did you do that? It really helped me, and how sad for that poor person that doesn't know there's another way to treat their pain. Has nothing to do
well,
with
let's get to that, because, and we're going to talk to this with Rayushin, our Zen master, too. But
absolutely.
What we're really talking about, maybe underneath all of this, is how do we as human beings deal with pain and suffering? Mm-hmm. And pain and suffering are not the same thing.
That's right.
Okay? As a great insight I learned on this show many years ago, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. Suffering is the emotional reaction that gets out of control around our pain. If we're alive, we're going to experience pain. It's part of the deal. Obviously, we need to manage it. So, if somebody is starting to experience pain, as you did as a Vietnam vet, mm-hmm. and the doctors weren't helping you, right. Okay, how does one of our listeners, whether it's them or a relative, someone they care about who's really suffering from pain, what's the model? If you're not going to go down the rabbit hole of prescription drugs, and we know what that's causing,
yeah.
Second leading cause of death in the United States, adverse reaction to prescription drugs.
They keep pumping you with pharmaceuticals.
What's the sustainable health model? Where does one start?
The interesting thing, and that's a great question, the interesting thing is that we had a lot of experiments we did with doctors and patients with, I'll pick an ailment just way, and everybody will relate to this one, lower back pain. Mm-hmm. I drilled down deep on information that winds up creating great expertise for me, and I'm delighted as somebody in the world who really loves helping people as opposed to being credited for doing that. And what I did was I said, I want all your patients in one of these study groups. We're not going to use anything. We're not even going to use our stuff with them. We're going to do one simple thing. I want everybody to really be monitored for 2 days, having enough hydration, proper hydration. Take a look at what's going on in white refined sugar in their diet. Take a look at what's going on with soda. People are drinking stuff that doesn't hydrate them. In fact, it dehydrates them, and it causes lots of vital minerals and stuff to be washed out.
Well, let's stop right there, because this is so simple, it sounds like it can't possibly be true.
Exactly. And
all right, so
I missed the beginning of it. I wish I had it taped.
What you're saying is based on hard scientific study,
major
is that
study.
A lot of pain is exacerbated, possibly even created, by lack of hydration, by lack of
it could be as
water
simple as that.
and liquid, okay?
All right.
And that, no one's saying give up your coffee,
right.
but coffee dehydrates you, correct?
Yes,
alcohol, which I think in moderation is a health benefit, but alcohol does dehydrate us.
Absolutely.